Hello, my name is Dennis Johnson, and this is the Alabama All-State Middle School Snare piece for 2021. I'm going to play this at 60, which is 9 ticks slower than the prescribed 69 to 80. And I'll do it again at 69, but this is at tempo marking 60. And we're going to start on the 6th line and play to the end. So here we go. Okay, that's the Etude for snare drum at 60. Stay tuned for the one a little bit faster than that, and also another video explaining some of the finer points. Keep on drumming. Okay, this is Dennis Johnson again, and I'm going to explain some of the finer points of the 2021 All-State Snare Etude for middle school. I'm going to try to keep this short, because I know long, windy explanations sort of like loses everybody. So first of all, we're going to try to set up the sticking so that all of the rolls start with the right hand, okay? So that's a pretty easy point. Make sure that you play the attack of all of the rolls that you're playing in this piece with the right hand, okay? It'll sound more consistent that way. Another thing is that we are trying to play all of the flams with our right hand. Okay, we're not trying to do fancy stick work or anything. This isn't marching band, this is concert band. So we're trying to make sure that every flam sounds the same. Of course, we want to do that in marching band too with the left too, but for our purposes here, try to play all of the flams with the right hand. And I believe at this slow tempo you'll be able to do that. Like the first line, starting in the second measure, all of the flams will be the right hand. So it'll be instead of going, okay, that just complicates things. Keep your grace note down around 1 inch when you're playing your flams, and keep your principal stroke up here around 9 inches or so. So just practice that over and over. Do you get that sound? The flam sound should sound chopped, not plot. Okay, that's plot. You want it to sound chopped. Nice and tight, but not flat, okay? Flat flams are produced when you hit the sticks together at the same time. You don't want that. You want to grace note down at 1 inch, and it's going to hit right before the big note, the principal note, all right? So that's point 1 and point 2. Point 1 is play all of the rolls starting with the right hand, regardless of the length, and play all of the flams with the right hand, okay? That should simplify some things. The sticking, starting on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8th line, line number 8, this is where most people are going to get tripped up, starting in the 4th measure, okay? All of the accents are going to be played with the right hand on the 1st measure, okay? In the 2nd measure, we're going to separate and delineate between right and left by going We're still going to use natural sticking, which is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right hand lead. But we're going to start the measure with the right, but the first accent's with the left. So we're going to go right, 1 and 2 and 3 and then 4 and 5 and 6 and. So, okay? So, both of those measures combined will be played like. All right? And then the next measure, we've got, all right hand lead system, natural sticking again, right, left, with the accent pattern of this. All right, so I would suggest practicing all three of those measures together, starting like so. Notice I'm using primarily wrist. I'm not pumping my arms, not using the forearms. Everything is primarily wrist. Not 100% wrist, but about 98% wrist. Okay? Make a difference between the accented notes and the unaccented notes, all right? So then we end up with, all right? So these 4 measures, I would just loop it and practice them over and over and just play it like so. And just play that over and over and over, not until you can get it right, but until you can't get it wrong, if that makes sense. So just practice it, make sure you've got the right accent scheme. Okay, so that is one section of the piece that you could have issues with. The next part, we've got some crescendos. You want to use your playing zones. Play at the edge for piano, all right? Play slightly off of the edge for mezzo piano. Mezzo forte about halfway in, and then forte and above, center or slightly off center. Now this is a practice pad. It's going to sound about the same regardless of where you hit it. But on a drum, it's going to sound different. So make sure that you use your playing zones to help with the dynamics, okay? And keep the beads together when you play. Don't have one stick down here and one stick over here. Make sure the beads are together, okay? So, with that in mind, if you look on the next to the last line, starting on the third measure, we have, okay, same sticking, but the second measure you're actually going to be doubling the sticking or tripling the sticking or actually buzz rolling the sticking. So we got rest, rest, okay, and then we've got 2 of the same. So I'm playing from the edge to the center on those 4 notes. Okay, it makes a difference. So those 3 measures played together will be like so. Okay, then the next measure we go from center to the edge. Okay, we're metering the rolls. We're not just, we are. So at this tempo, the metering of the roll is, and when I say meter of the roll, that means that when we play the roll, we're going to play using the same velocity, the same sticking, the same pattern, same speed on the hands as if we were playing 16ths. So, right. So we're not going to increase the hand speed just because we're playing a roll. We're not going to go. You know, a lot of beginners will do that when you'll say, let's play a roll. They'll go. So you don't want to do that. You just want to nice and relaxed. Okay, so that's another point. Play very relaxed. Okay, you'll get a better sound from your drum. Okay, I really don't see anything else that should trip you up. The last 2 measures of the third line from the bottom. A couple of rhythms. Okay, and then you've got, so if you put those together, you've got here it is again. Okay, so the several points that I've made, hopefully that will help you in performing this piece adequately or better than adequately. Make sure that you play all your flams with the right hand. Grace notes down about 1 inch. Just practice this some. Just a lot of younger players, when they play flams, it's like their left hand comes up because it's tied with a string to the right hand, but I don't see any strings. So there's a natural tendency to go like that and keep that, and not keep the grace note down. Got to keep it down here. That's all you're doing with the left hand. You're just letting it drop, let it drop and hit the playing surface. So you don't want to go. Left hand needs to stay down. Now if you're playing a left-handed flam, you will eventually, your left hand's up and your right hand's down. But your right-handed flam, the right hand is up, the dominant note or the principal stroke, and the grace note stroke is down here. So point number 2, play all the rolls starting with the right hand. Okay, keep the beats together. All right, balance the sticks. Don't squeeze the sticks so tight when you play. Keep it nice and relaxed. Now, not so much that you actually drop the sticks, but you want to have the sticks played with the fulcrum. Squeeze the fulcrum, which is the thumb and the first finger. All right, 3rd, 4th, and 5th finger are gently around the rest of the stick. When you play, don't play with the fingers out, especially the pinkies. Keep them around the stick loosely, but underneath the stick and not to the right or the left, okay? I would write your sticking down also. So play through the solo several times, get comfortable with what sticking you're going to be using each time, and then write that sticking so that it sounds the same way every time. All right? Dynamics are important. The dynamics here starts at fortissimo, so it's pretty loud, and then it immediately goes to piano. So like if you look at 1, 2, 3, the 4th measure, the bottom drops out. So the first 4 measures, the first 3 measures are at fortissimo, so it's and then immediately like that, okay? So 3 measures, very loud. I don't know if you can hear that on the pad, but on the drum you will be able to. First 3 measures are very loud, okay? And then we go straight to piano, which is down at the edge of the drum hit, okay? And then, I believe that's it. So, just put some reps in, practice this with a metronome. I can't overemphasize that. You may not have a metronome like this that has the subdivisions, but you can get one online for free and practice to it. Put it in your earbuds and practice with a metronome. 6/8 is difficult to play, especially for 7th graders, because 7th grade bands are not usually playing pieces in 6/8. So your introduction to 6/8 is probably this, trying out for All-State. Not in all cases, but in most cases, most bands in 7th grade haven't gotten to where they're playing a lot of concert literature in 7/8 or 6/8, 7/8 especially, but 6/8. So you'll want to practice with a metronome so that you don't rush the figures and play them incorrectly. So hopefully this has helped some, and best of luck on your tryout. Just practice this measure by measure, idea by idea, and then combine them and put it all together. All right, best of luck to you, and keep on drumming. Okay, here is the snare drum etude for the 2021 Alabama Middle School All-State Band, played at 69. This is the dotted quarter note equals 69. This is the slowest tempo this prescribes, 69 to 80. This is 69 starting in the 6th line. On the 6th line, play to the end. Here we go. Play and play and Keep on drumming.